And we want to welcome you out tonight. We are Karen and Del Turley, and we're so excited because we found something to do together. And we found something that we're passionate about together, that we love doing together. And it took me a little bit of time to get passionate about this. And my husband was extremely patient with me until I found how it fit into my life, into my lifestyle, into my vision, into my purpose. And so we do want to welcome you who have joined us on the call. And I think I saw Mark Harvey get on, and he's called The Rock, if you see The Rock. And hopefully some of you will unmute your videos. I mean, let us see your smiling faces. It's so much funner to talk to people we can see. So welcome, Mark Harvey. Welcome, Marion Turley, who is Del's brother, who we love. And if it wasn't for Marion, I wouldn't be here, because it's because of Marion that I met Del. And Tammy Dickinson and Jason Dickinson in Oklahoma. And let's see who else we've got on right now. Sally, and she is in Delaware. Her husband is Pete. He has to get up very early to go to work in the morning, and he's just had a surgery, so he's had to go to sleep a little bit early tonight, but we're so grateful that Sally can be here. And so we're waiting in anticipation for the others to come. We've got Kent and Linda Hart that texted me and said they were coming. But while we're waiting, we just want to hear from a few of you, and I kind of want to wait so that others can hear Don and Diane's excitement and enthusiasm. So I will talk to you and ask you to share that enthusiasm with us in just a minute. And I want to hear Don's enthusiasm too. We also have great news, and we want to share that with you. We've got a lot of people that are excited that are coming on board with us. And it's so fun when people catch the vision of this. And one couple that is now in Oklahoma, and you see Tammy Dickinson's name up there on your screen. And Tammy just met last night because she's got a clinic in Oklahoma. And there's no open meeting, what's called an open meeting, where you can go Tuesday nights and take your friends and introduce them to the app and all of that. And so I asked Tammy to just kind of give us a rundown on what happened at the meeting last night when she met with some of Manasse's people. And welcome, Dwayne. We just saw Dwayne get on the call. So Tammy, if you're here, can you just share with us what happened, just briefly?
Yeah, so it turns out it's not Manasse's team. They talked to Manasseh because he's our upline.
Oh.
And so they wanted his permission to work with us. They are who under Orrin Woodward.
Oh,
but
wow.
They're like, someone directly signed up under Orrin is who signed them.
Oh, wow.
So, anyway, so they talked, and the person, whoever it was that you had that you told me was coming last week, that's Jeff something, Jeff Allen. I don't remember what his name was, but anyway, he's directly under Orrin, and he's their direct recruiter. So that's who they're working with. And he agreed that they should look at going ahead and doing the meetings with us. So then they went to Columbus, Ohio, and they talked to Manasseh while they were out there and got Manasseh's permission to work with us, so that the uplines of both teams were in agreement that it was okay for completely different teams to be doing the meeting together.
Awesome.
So they're going to do the presentation. We're going to use my office, and we're both going to invite people till we outgrow it.
That is so fun. So how many do you have room for in your office?
I have chairs and seating for 12, but they have access to chairs that they can bring in, and we can probably fit close to 20 that way.
Well, that is so exciting. So there's going to be a new open. And what is the city that your clinic is in Oklahoma?
Tulsa.
Oh,
great.
Tulsa. Welcome, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And we're directly off the highway. It's like literally between the exit ramp and the on-ramp for a major highway going through Tulsa. And so it'll be easy for people to find. And so this way, because neither of us are in a position, like we're not really in a position to be able to explain the app and do the whole presentation to people. We don't really understand it yet. And they are not in a position to be able to afford the $150 a week meeting room fee
So it's
to do it every week. And so they're going to invite people and we're going to invite people and we're going to see how, I guess they at one point had 50 people coming every week.
wow.
Where they were doing it. But I don't know what happened because they don't have that going anymore. And so anyway.
Well, that's
They didn't have the app that we have now either. So all of that,
Right.
all that changes.
so that is very exciting, Tammy. You are creating a monumental movement out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we want to introduce a couple that's brand new to this group, to this call. And this is a couple that I'm going to let Del introduce them, but I sure fell in love with them quick because they are so fun. And I love fun. I think my parents should have named me Karen Fun, whatever my last name was. But I love fun, and it's fun to have people that are bouncy and excited and enthusiastic doing this together.
So I don't know how, maybe it's been 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a while. We met Don and Diane at the World of Concrete down in Las Vegas, and they came to one of our Elasticrete training classes, and we've been going back and forth for years, on projects they're working on, and just become friends. And we connected down in Vegas this last World of Concrete a few weeks ago, and just always have felt like they're old friends. So we talked and they joined us, and we're so excited to have them on board and to help their group grow in Alaska and all over the place. It's exciting. So we want to introduce Don and Diane.
And we would like to ask them to share with us. And when you talk, you'll take the screen. So the minute you start talking, you will take the screen as everybody else is muted. So Don and Diane, we would love to hear your feelings about joining this company.
I'm just so excited. I'm so excited that I want to share it with everybody because it's fun. It's just everything on the app is fun. And you get money back and you get to shop, and everything's fun about it. I'm just ready to share it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I know.
Don says he doesn't talk, but I talk to him a lot, so I know he does.
But it just amazed me because I shop at these places, and it amazes me that I never knew an app like this existed. Even just to get your coupons and everything all in one place. It's amazing.
It is.
We're just getting started on it. We've just got back from Vegas, and I haven't had time to talk to a lot of guys because we've had a lot of snowstorms, so I've been busy, but I'm going to try to get connected with a bunch of my coworkers and stuff like that. That's mainly who I talk to, is workers.
Well, I love it. If they're using the products that are on, I don't know if you have a Home Depot or a Lowe's out there. Do you? Is that
We do. We have a Home Depot's, a Lowe's, but my daughter shops at Oshkosh and Carter, and I shop at Gap. So there we go.
They're all on, yeah.
Best Buy, they're all on there. Yeah.
And the next time you go to Vegas, you'll be able to get a discount on your hotel rooms and all of that. So, well, we're really happy to have you with us. And tonight we're going to be sharing a little bit more about the app so that you will understand how to use it and how to share it and how to explain it in a natural way. And so I'm just going to check it. We've got Dwayne Gardner on, and Dwayne had a fun success story today. Del, will you share what happened over at Dwayne's office?
Well, I just stopped by Dwayne's store. He he's has a concrete supply store in Orem, Utah. And Dwayne and I have been working together for quite a while. We've become good friends. I love Dwayne. And one of his employees was there, and we started talking about the app. And as we got into the conversation and just showed him, it just is exciting because he wanted to sign up right there and get started. And I really feel like it can give him. He lost his wife to cancer, and he's still really struggling with all the pains of that and his depression. And I said, if you start listening to these audios, what do you do at night? He said, I watch TV. And I said, well, you know what? If you start putting some different input in, you're going to experience some different output. And I just excited to share that and to help him. And that it just jumped right in there and got somebody signed up just like that in just a few minutes. So
It was fun the other day. Dell came home from work and he said, I got this guy in Idaho who signed up for the app, and I noticed in the back of our app that it shows that when people are making purchases. And he said, so we were getting commissions off of him. So I went and I called him and I said, hey, I see that you're using your app. And he said, yeah, I love it. I love this app. And he said, I've been sharing it with all my friends. And Dell said, well, how would you like to enroll and be a member so that you can start making commissions off of the people that are using it that you've been sending it to? And he said, yes, I want to do that right away. That was his first response. And so this week we have, in combined efforts with other people on this team, signed up over 10 people.
Oh, actually it's over 14.
It's over 14 people. That's what I thought. Over 14 people that are excited and enthusiastic about this app. And so Dell and I are very vested in helping and assisting those of you who want to share the app and just have something fun to talk about. And I wanted to share a little bit with you about just introducing the app in a very natural way. The other day, Dell and I took a friend of mine to lunch, and we invited him to go. He's a single guy. And at lunch, he started telling us all about how he had just gotten back from Seattle and all the things he loves to do and the places he loves to go. And it was so natural just to say, well, have you checked out the Super app? Have you heard of it? And he said, no, let me see that. And so pretty soon there we were. And not only that, as Dell shared with him the ways that he could use the travel, the ways that he could bank the trip credits, soon our waitress came up with our bill. And we had actually introduced the app to this particular restaurant. And they had put the restaurant on the coupon section. So for free, because you can do that. You can sign a business up for free. And I've got the phone number for any of you who want to sign your business up for free, not to have the Super app, but to have a coupon for your business up on the app. And so Dell pulled out his app and went to the True Religion restaurant and pulled that out. And they had provided a coupon that anybody who goes to that restaurant now, simply because we asked them if they would be interested, pulled up the buy one entree for $13 or less and get one for free. And so then our friend wanted to know, well, how did you do that? How did you buy one entree, get one for free off this app that you're telling me about gives trip credits and all of that? And so then he came over the next day, he texted me and he goes, I want to come and learn more about that app. And so it's just fun to, when you know that somebody's struggling financially, to share with them how they can get cash back. If you know that somebody loves to travel, or they're going on a trip, or they say, we're planning a trip to go here or there, to share, oh, have you scheduled your hotel yet? Maybe you'd like to use the Super app. Or if somebody's talking to you about planning a family reunion. In April, there's resorts, 10,000 worldwide resorts coming up, and Dell can tell you about that. And so there's something for everybody, but I will honestly tell you that the thing that got me the most excited about this app was the personal development. And so I'm just going to show you really quickly how simple this is. When you just, our day started out really quick, like everything was happening all at once. So the next thing I knew, I was opening the ironing board and ironing my Christmas tablecloth. And Dale said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing first things first. Like, I don't even know why I'm ironing this tablecloth." And I haven't pulled out the ironing board in about 10 years. But anyway, he goes, "Why don't you listen to some personal development while you're ironing your tablecloth?" And so it's so fun to be able to, in those moments when you're cooking or cleaning your bathroom, to just go to your app, and there's the little app. Go to your app and click on, it's just right now it's on home. So there you are, you're on home. This is my favorite part about the app. And this is the Rascal Radio. And right there, that red icon that says Rascal on it, click on that Rascal Radio, boom, and choose your favorite speakers. And I asked Del to tell you something great about Chris Brady and a talk that he really loved tonight, just to get you excited about listening to Rascal Radio. But you can go in there and you can choose your favorite speakers. Tammy mentioned that she's opening her clinic doors to an open meeting where people can come and learn about this program, and that she's doing this with people that signed up under Orrin Woodward. Well, Orrin Woodward is on the app. So you can click on Orrin Woodward. You can click on Rob Robson, who's our upline. You can click on Chris Brady, who's hilarious and funny, but so spiritual and faith-centered. And you can click on 4 speakers, and then you can click on 4 subjects like success principles or leadership or freedom or faith, marriage or parenting, and then listen to your own radio station.
Or you can just click play and it will randomly play from whatever category.
And that is so fun when you're driving down the street or you're cleaning your bathroom. I mean, for women, just to use those mundane moments to be using personal development. And Del comes home every day, having driven here and there to Salt Lake and back, and shares with me every day something that he heard that he loves, that inspired him, uplifted him. He comes home happy every night. And that's what I want for your husbands and for your wives, to come home happy, excited about life, excited about growing, progressing, learning, feeling built up. And so I'm turning the time over to Del now, because we're so excited to talk about leading the men, having the men just show up and be the leaders because they're being inspired and motivated to do so. So Del.
Okay, so before I jump into all that, I want to just say something about this whole program. To have something where somebody can tap into 24/7, and maybe it's goal setting, maybe it's financial thing, maybe it's relationship, maybe it's something with their kids, maybe it's faith, whatever it is, those categories are all in there. And you can listen to something that just inspires. Last night, Robbie Palmer said something at the Open that just really struck me. And he was speaking and he was talking, then he just paused. And he just kind of leaned on the pulpit and he said, "You're trying to say something." He says, "You know what? Let me just say it this way." And the emotion and the power with which he said it really struck me. He goes, if Robbie Palmer doesn't have in his life what Robbie Palmer wants, if he doesn't have the life he's always wanted, then Robbie Palmer isn't the man he wants to be yet. And he says, I work with all these people, these men and women that have these amazing marriages, that they have these causes that they make big differences with helping people and bringing hope and helping marriages and financial fitness, finances where money is not an issue. It's getting money handled so you can spend the time on your cause. As he said all that, it just struck me, and I opened my iPad and I started writing his quote down, going and addressed to me, of how all these people were in these crazy situations. He talked about last night, and I never knew this, about how he was $1 million in debt and how he's almost paid it all off. And he and his wife working together, and the relationships that their kids have and what's going on with that. And that has inspired me. Today when I was driving home, I tried to call Karen and she was on the phone, so she couldn't get it at the moment. but I'm just calling her because I just wanted her by my side. My favorite thing is to run together, to grow together, to pray together, to read together, and to reach in to people's lives and make differences wherever God would have us try to do that. And we have a lot of learning to do, but that's our desires. And I'm so thankful for a platform that makes it so. I was talking to somebody just a few minutes right before this call started. His dream is to set up these recovery centers for people with addictions. And he's setting up these locations. He's already got 4 in the process right now. And he says, it's not about money, it's about this passion. And I says, if you're looking for a place or a platform to help people, almost all of those come from a place where they need financial help. There's a program for that. They come from a place where they need leadership skills. There's a platform for that. They come from a place where they need guidance on goal setting and just positive thinking. There's a platform for that. And I says, this would fit what you're looking for if they just simply did it simply as a customer, not even as a business side. What an incredible opportunity. So we are just so excited to have you all on. We have so much feeding and love in our hearts for you all. And we're excited about where we can help this to go as a team and what the differences that we can make. Because, I missed Microsoft, I missed Apple, I missed Bitcoin, all those movements. But this app that helps people to better their lives with a platform and a business and leadership behind it, that is, I think probably most everybody on this call is Christian, but one of the comments I heard Warren Woodward say one time was, our number one thing is to lead people to Christ. And if we can help do other things to better their life, then that's great. And I guess that passion rings to my soul. And I love that. And I love that leadership is not ashamed to say that, and that they're willing to start their events with prayers and with including God in the process. So I'm not trying to turn this into a whole spiritual thing, but to me, that's a lot of the cause and a lot of the passion.
I want to share something really quick. When we joined, and this is why I'm really passionate about husbands and wives, if you're married, doing this together. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a situation or a time in your marriage where you felt like one of you was growing faster than the other, or you started finding that there was a little division because one had this interest and another had that interest. And when we, in June, when we were doing this, I had finally caught the vision and I was excited. I had caught the vision and I felt like I can do this and I can do this with my husband. And then I flew out of a swing in Manti and hit my head so hard that I couldn't even remember my own emotions about my husband. And so he was going to the open meetings alone. We knew that he needed to continue on the path to doing this. He was feeling very strongly before that happened that we needed another source of income. We needed a source of income that wasn't demanding on his physical body as he grows older, because, he's a strong man, but he was feeling so impressed upon and weighed upon that he needed to create another avenue of income. And I was very content. I liked having our evenings home alone together and watching Poldark and just kind of just being simple and being a couple, because I'd never had that before I married him. I was always the breadwinner. I was always running faster than I was able. And finally, I could settle down and have some evenings. And now my husband wanted to go to open meetings and he wanted to go to seminars. And so I wasn't the sweetest wife. And I don't know if for some of you, it may be the husband that's feeling that way. But for me, it was me. I didn't want to do one more thing. I was so happy just doing what I was doing. And so I prayed about it. And the answer that I got was, you have strengths that you know not of, and you need to learn leadership skills and principles, Karen. That was my answer about this company, was that for me, I needed to learn more leadership. Leadership as a mother, leadership with my 33-year-old son that's still at home, leadership in my own coaching company, leadership with my grandchildren, leadership as a co-equal with my husband, working together by his side. And so I just want to let you know that we are really encouraging you to bring your spouses to these Wednesday night calls, whether you're a man on the call alone, and to be very gentle. I can say that Del was very gentle with me. If I didn't want to go to an open meeting, he never put pressure on me. And pretty soon I started getting lonely and I started feeling left out and I didn't want to stay home alone. And so that wasn't fun. And so gradually it has been a process for me. And so I urge those of you who feel like maybe your spouse is more excited about this than you are. I speak for the unexcited spouse. I speak for the one that wasn't sold, that didn't want to do one more thing. And I just urge you to be gentle like Del was with me, because when we went to the last convention, which was in Salt Lake City at the Salt Palace, the morning of that convention, I woke up and cried. And I told God I did not want to go. And I asked him and prayed with him that he would download into me a witness that would fill every cell of my being if this is something that he wanted me to do with Del. And so as I went, Del leaned over and he goes, "You're not really enjoying this, are you?" Because I had my arms folded and my body language was kind of, but then there was a talk by Jeff Child. And if we can find it, we'll send it to all of you. But that talk broke my heart and poured in that witness that I needed into every cell. And afterwards, I went and found Jeff, and I, with tears in my eyes, I said, "You are the answer to my prayers, the things that you shared with me today, with all of us." And everybody probably felt like he was speaking directly to them. And he got tears in his eyes, and he gave me a big hug, and he said, "Isn't it wonderful that we can find kindred spirits in our associations here?" And I can tell you that you will find friends that you will not have met in any other way. You will find people that have gone through crucial, hard, traumatic, challenging times that will give you hope to get through yours. You will be inspired as I was, and I had a complete change of heart, and I am so excited now. Before I was being diligent, I was being a diligent wife. I was just trying to be a good secretary for Del. But now when you get a text message from me, know that I am on fire, and I am so excited to be learning, to be growing with my husband, and not feeling like he's running ahead of me and I'm limping along behind him, but that he's waited for me a couple of times to take my hand and say, "It's okay, honey. We'll go as fast as you're able." And that is huge. When you have a spouse that is not converted or convinced at the same rate of enthusiasm that you are. So I just want to thank Del for being patient with me while I got my own witness that this is where God wanted me to. So we have sent you all a handout called the Joy Super App. And on that handout, there's lots of information about everything that's on that app. And we hope that you'll go through it. We hope that you will print out a few copies and keep them in your purse or somewhere that your backpack or something in your car, that you can, when you go to share with someone, that you'll have that little handout right away that you can say, "Look at all of these things that you get." So there it is. And I hope that you enjoy the handout.
Okay, so we are, and just as a side note, now I am running to keep up with Karen. So she really, her heart really was touched, and both of ours were, and it's just fun. So I'm gonna go to share the screen, and we're gonna go through a couple of things on this. Okay. Now you see the Life app. I just touched the icon. We're going to go through a couple of things on here. I think most of you, we've been through some of this. I just want to just kind of briefly go through it. And if you have questions, we can set up times to go through more details. But like that, have fun. That the first icon in blue right there, I'm going to tap that. And let's say you wanted to book a room. Let's go into Las Vegas because it's already in there. And you can see that the prices come up. Then you can see that they get slashed. So if you buy it through the app, those are the discounts that you can get. Now, if you go to book a room, if I went to book a room here, and let's take that first one on the list, and I choose that room, when I go to book it, it's going to tell me that it's $71 instead of $94, and it's going to take 92 trip credits. So if I have those, I can use them. If I don't have enough trip credits, then it gives me the option. It says let's say I booked a room and I needed 150 more trip credits than I have, or a trip or whatever you're booking. So if I book that and I don't have enough trip credits, it lets me buy the 150 trip credits for $50. So it's like 33 cents on the dollar. So not only do I get the discount, but if I need more trip credits, it lets me buy them for a third of the price. So that's exciting. That's another option there. Coming in April, we have resorts coming on that Karen was talking about. Just a quick example. Chris Brady was booking a resort in Tuscan, Italy, because he loves Italy, and there was one on there that's $1,000 to $2,000 a night, and this castle is big enough for 6 families to stay in it, 6 estate rooms, and they got for 7 days total. The total 7 days was $1,080. So it's not $1,000 or $2,000 a night, but $1,080 for the whole trip. And you see all that's coming on. The making money part. You see all those things that are there. I'm going to touch on just a couple of things real quick that I think that we have saved a lot with, so you can see those. Okay, let's go, for example, to Jiffy Lube. So Jiffy Lube has a coupon on here, and if I hit redeem, then it's going to show me a 15% off coupon, and that's off entire service, not just the oil change, which a lot of coupons, if you read it, they say oil change. This is off everything. So if they do an alignment or rotate your tires or your differential service or whatever, it's all included. So my service on the truck that day came to about $240 something because it was due for a lot of things. So I showed them the coupon. They took $40 off. But then I went back to the app, and I went to the merchants. I went to that merchant icon right there at the very top, and I found Jiffy Lube. It's right there. And so what was left for me to pay was about $208. And I hit continue. You can see that right there, it gave me a $16.85 savings on that oil change, on top of the $40 discount I just got. Well, I wanted to pay with my e-wallet instead of my credit card. And so I did that, and it gives me another $8.32 off. So I got a discount with coupon. I got the cash back with what they give back, and I got another cash back in dibs, and both of those are spendable just like cash if I go back to any of the vendors that are on the app, which then there's hundreds of them. So you have Groupon, you have all that stuff there you can tap into. I'm going to go to the very end one more time, the one that says RX on it, on that second line. I'm going to tap that. And I'm going to click Generate Card. So it's going to generate this card that Karen went to Costco and she got a prescription. They gave her the total. The total was $62. And she says, how much is it if I use this card? And they said it'll be $30. So it saved us $30
a month for a year,
yeah.
which is $360, which pays for the super app.
Right. And if you looked at this little lookup discount place, you can enter your drug and the strength and what you're using, and it will tell you which location near you has the best price on that prescription. So you don't just run down to Walgreens. Walgreens may not be the cheapest price. It'll tell you where to get that may be less than another place, and you can do that search and go there and save even more money. So that is another benefit on there that can save you a lot. it's fun as you explore this. Groupons, it gives you the Groupon discounts, plus if you pay with an e-wallet, it's another 4%, so you can average like 10% discounts on Groupon discount, this Groupon purchases on there. Let's go down to make a difference. I'm going to tap on the number 47. That's the third row down. And this brings up financial fitness. Now, when Karen and I got started, which was only a year ago, that we paid $140 for this program, for that financial fitness program. Well, now it's included on the app for free. And they've sold hundreds of thousands of these. It's a premier financial fitness program that lets you go through, all these audios, just training, kind of retraining how to do finances in your life. And
they're humorous, because Rob does these and they're funny. They're so fun to listen to because he has got such a good sense of humor.
Rob does them in the back office on the computer. On the app, it's just these, but they still are really, they have some humor in them. They're a lot of fun. There's also 50 videos. You can go through these different principles on how to do that. And I didn't mean to start it.
As we make our way through the financial fitness principles, the 47 principles, we're considering offense right now, going on offense and doing the things that you can do to maximize your income, bring in additional streams of income, and to prosper more abundantly. Principle 9 then is...
There we go. So now what Karen was talking about was Rascal Radio. And sometimes people say, why do they call it Rascal Radio? They refer to the founding fathers as rascals because they didn't conform to what Britain wanted them to do. They didn't conform to what everybody around them said that should happen. They did what they felt in their hearts to do, to fight for freedom and to stand up for their own causes, their own family. So Rascal Radio is based on that. That's why they call it that. Rascal Radio, Karen said it's her favorite. It's absolutely my favorite. If this is the only feature they had on this app and it was $30 a month and that's what I got, I would absolutely pay it, no, hands down. It's the best value I've ever seen to go through these and listen to them. You can pick the categories at the top and the speakers at the bottom, or both of them at the same time, or you can just click play and it will randomly play an audio from that. Now, if a customer gets on that first section that says life training that you see at the very top left, they don't get that one. That's because you're a member and you have access to all the audios that help you understand the benefits and how the principles of building this business. All the other ones they'll have access to, but not that one. So, okay, let's go. So if you go through all these, it also gives you a recent audios listen. So if you hear one, you go, oh, I want to hear that one again. You can go back and touch on that. So you see that third one over, it says Nothing Never Happens. That's by Chris Brady. And he talks about on that audio how he was just fed up with his life and he wanted to make some changes. And he felt like his life was held captive by everybody else's dreams. And he goes through that audio about how he set it up to help everybody win and give people time to grow if they're not there yet, but just explode his business. And I really like that one. There's a lot of cool things in here. Now I'm going to go down to members only. I'm going to show you something else. This members only, you go to marketing system. You go down there and see marketing system. I'm going to touch on that. Now, this is a separate subscription. This subscription, you don't have to do it right off the bat, but I want you to know about it because it's so cool. I can go in here and I can click on Create Send Out. I create a send out, and when I tap on that, it lets me search for content. I can find these packs. If I have somebody I just talked to, and I got a dog yelping here. If I have somebody I just talked to, and I want to send them something, I can say, there's like this one that said, by Rob Robinson, said, "We need you." If I click on that and I go to next, it lets me type in their name and go to the next thing. And then I didn't go through that whole process, but I click on that, then I type in either their email address or their phone number. I can text it to them or email it to them, and I can send them that. And they have 3 days. They have 72 hours to listen to that audio. And I usually tell them that this expires in 72 hours, so listen to it before it expires. We have had people listen to those and text us back and say, oh my gosh, can I hear that again? I want to hear that again. Or can you send me another one? And many of those people have called back and said, this is really cool. I want that. How do I get this? So we share how to get the app and where all that content is. And just as kind of a side note of how this works, 20 something years ago in the business that, I got introduced with audios kind of like this, I bought hundreds and hundreds of them. I spent thousands of dollars on these tapes at the time and books and all these things. Well, I can send books, I can send audios, I can send videos, all of this I can send to them. I don't have to drive to their house and then go back and pick it up. I can just send it to them. They can listen to it and go, wow, that's cool. I'm ready for the next pack. And I can send them that information to walk them through the next step on how to do the next phase of their business. And not only the gas that I spent, the time that I spent, and a lot of times the audios I never got back. If I have this subscription and I can have access to that and send it to them without any, it doesn't matter if they're in Australia, it doesn't matter if they're across town. I can send it to them the same way, and you have access to all this incredible information. And there's a, starting in March 1st, you'll be able to, I'm going to go through here real quick, go to your subscriptions. You'll have able to access Super App Plus, which gives you access to all the audios, all the books, all the stuff that you can listen to. And they used to sell these for $12 an audio, $12 a CD, and now you have access to thousands, literally thousands, and a lot of videos and books that you can tap into, and they're amazing. I just want to give you, I'm going to go to my Kindle because I downloaded them a lot of them to my Kindle, and there's some incredible stuff on here. Let me go, I go to my library, that's not it. So if you look at some of these, let me go to where they are. I put them in here. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success. There's just tons of these books that they're not in my Kindle. I put them in a different app, but there's tons of them that I downloaded in there that you can get, you can read, you can send them to, you can access those on. There's some of those are on audiobook, and you can listen to all those. It's just, I've never seen a system like this that allows you to tap into so much information and so freely send it and share it. With that, is there anybody have any quick questions on, I know that there's a lot of details, but any quick questions on what we covered so far? If you do, unmute yourself.
I don't have a question, but I have something quick that I can share.
Okay, go ahead.
So a year ago, it was a stretch for us to come up with just the $60 a month to do the total personal development, or or the financial fitness class or anything like that. I think you guys actually loaned us the money, and I paid it in a couple months' time or something like that to be able to get that first box. And Karen did some sort of benefit for us to be able to do some stuff at the very beginning. And that's the only reason we were able to do it, was the help that she was giving us, or the allowance that she gave us to be able to pay for part of it when you guys were first starting out. But we actually did those. We went through the class with you guys and Rob and everything, and we started applying the principles. And we've been struggling financially for 25 years of our marriage. And in the last year, we've freed up over $700 of our budget. And today I have 2 kids that were both in a financial bind, and I was able to just drop $600 to help each one, between the 2 of them. I just had $600 extra extra dollars that I could just hand them to be able to help them out of their situation that they were in. And
Yeah.
I never would have been able
Great
to do
story.
that here.
Yeah, we had a similar experience with that, with Karen been paying on student loans since she took the classes years and years and years ago. 19 years. And we were able to pay all those off. We put money in savings, which we hadn't done in the 4 years we'd been married. We paid off a bunch of credit cards. It was just those disciplines, and the principles are amazing. And the crazy thing now, we bought those as a subscription. Now that financial fitness is included in the app. It's just part of it. No extra charge. It's on there. You can listen to it. There still is services you can subscribe to if you want other things, and we do because we use all those. But it's not a have to. I've never seen. Here's a question I got today, and I think I've been asked it a number of times, so I want to address it. People say, well, I don't want an auto ship. I don't want to be on that. I don't want to be on this. This business is so incredible. You don't have to do all of those things. It's a benefit, and once you learn about it, and you help earn some more income, you're going to want those because there's so much value in them. But you don't lose your spot. You don't get punished. If your group grows and there's 300 people under there, they didn't go away. They're still your people, and that's still your volume. You can kick back in anytime you want, and you get all the benefit. And all the things that we're all doing together helps the whole line of sponsorship without competition, without just an atmosphere to grow and let people do that. Thank you, Tammy. Anybody else have anything to add or have a question on that? Hang on one second. Okay.
That's like caring for everybody. You care for everybody. That's amazing.
It is amazing. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. So it's so much fun, and I don't know. I'm going to share one more. I want to share one more thing with you from the app. This happened tonight. I want to show you how easy it was and what I did. As this is the system they teach. This is on the audios. This is what Rob talks about all the time. So somebody called me tonight with a question, and when the app was beta way back when, it didn't have any of this, didn't have the financial fitness, didn't have Resco Radio, didn't have anything on it. I talked to him about it, but he had never done anything with it, never downloaded it, never done anything. And I said, hey, Tony, you remember that app? He said, yeah, I think I kind of do. And he says, I never did anything with it. And I said, what do you do? I know you were looking at something to help you retire. Did you figure that out? And he goes, no, I didn't. And I said, do you have 5 minutes right now? And he says, yeah, I do. He says, if I send you a video, can you watch it right now? And he did. So I'm going to go back to this share real quick. I'm going to show you something. Where'd it go? Zoom. Start broadcast. Okay. So here's what I did. I went to the app, and so you go to the beginning, and I said, okay, Tony, you go scroll down to the bottom, and you have share that video, share this video link. I tapped on that, and I sent a text message. I sent it to him. I typed in his phone number. I sent a little message that I typed before this, and I said, I'm going to call you back in a few minutes. So before I even called him back, he texts me and says, okay, I'm done. so I called him back, and I said, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? He goes, that is cool. And I said, so would you go to places like that? And he goes, yeah, I definitely would use that. And so I said, if there was a way to make money with that by sharing that, people that go to those places? And he goes, absolutely. And I says, so they have this program called Team Approach. That if you get in that position, all the people we're working with, we're going to put them in that place, and you'll get the benefit of the volume as well as us. Are you interested in that? He goes, yes, I am. I said, okay, I'm going to send you a link right now. And so I did that, and then I went back to the app after I talked to him, and I sent him, he wanted to sign up as a member. So I clicked that member enrollment right there at the bottom, and I sent that link to him. I texted to him, and so Tony signed up a customer. We have an appointment tomorrow night to go over how to use it and get started. And I just took a few minutes, and it was so cool because it's all right there. It's all there on the app, and you can jump in and share that, and you have access to everything. So I thought that was incredible that we have that option to do it. All right, any more comments or questions?
Think you got anything?
Need to learn more.
We need to learn more.
Yeah, no. So play with the app and start going through it. Click on it, and then let's pick it. Let's make some appointments and touch base. Like Don and Diane, we can touch base tomorrow and pick a time to go. Kind of go through that. And like if you share, let's say you clicked on it, you shared the video, but you're not sure what to say to the person next. Just say, hey, we have working with a friend of ours. Let me get Karen on the phone, and I'm going to have her explain to you. And you get Karen on the phone, and you jump in, and she can help you with all that and jump right into it.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
So
that's where I need help. I need help to explain it more to the people.
Okay. Dwayne, did you have something to say?
Well, is my audio even working?
It is now. I unmuted you.
Oh, okay, because I'm having to do this on the phone. I wasn't sure what was working.
Yeah, it's working.
No, I'm just learning along with the rest of you here, basically on how to share this with other people, so that's a great question.
Well, Dwayne, remember what you read to me today? Because it was something I didn't know that you found.
Oh, yeah, well, I was finally figuring out the DIBs, which has always been a mystery to me, which was really quite simple. And that is if I quit paying with my credit card and taking the 2% that I'm making on the credit card and take it out of my checking account, the DIBs will give me 4%. So I've just doubled my savings there. And then I just pay with my e-wallet instead of with my credit card.
Yeah, that's great. Look, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to go there real quick and show it. That's a good comment.
Jason?
Yeah, one of the things that Jeff was at the thing that we did last week, he was talking to us about when you're trying to sell this to your friends and family, is that you're not really trying to sell. You don't want to be selling it. He basically said that you introduce it to your friends and family and you go, hey, my good friend is introduced me to this app. It's really working wonders for us, and he can explain things a whole lot easier than I can. I can get him on the phone, you can talk to him, and so basically it's like, I can get Karen or I can get Dell on the phone, let them talk to you about it. So now it's not you trying to convince them.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Jake. That is absolutely right. I do that with Rob all the time. I don't want to be the expert. I want to use somebody that they don't know and that's more experienced than I. That's a great comment. Use each other as a team or upline, and we
did that on Saturday morning when Dell's sister Jerry had introduced a woman to this, and she called early. She was so excited. She called at like 6:45 or 7 in the morning. She was too excited to wait, and so Dell talked to her, and then I got on with the things that I could share and that I was excited about, and it was just both of us together. And I love that Jason just shared that when it's with your friends, sometimes friends for some reason don't want to listen to friends, but they will listen to a third party. So make sure that you do reach out to a third party, whether it's Dell or me, or we start working all together, but we can be that third party witness for each other.
So I want to show you real quick. If you look at this, you see on the top, you see e-wallet, cashback, DIBs, and trip credits. Okay, the DIBs is extra money that comes to you. If I tap on e-wallet, which I just did, there's three little buttons in the top right corner of that e-wallet section. I'm going to tap on those three little buttons. It says add more money. I can go here and I can set up my bank account to transfer to an e-wallet. And when I spend from here, if anything I buy from any of those places on the merchant, instead of just getting the cash back, it adds an additional 4% to everything I buy at all of them.
So instead of your credit card company getting that 4%, you get it. You get an extra 4% back every time you use your e-wallet.
So I want to show you one more thing. This is a lot of fun because this is about having fun. We're all going on a cruise. We're all coming. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to just tap on one of those. Like I tapped on Dibs, and I'm going to go to, see that reward tracking? The second one down there says reward tracking. I'm going to tap on that. And you can see at the bottom, it shows that at $250, you've earned a partial cruise. Like you can book a cruise and it pays for part of your cruise. So you're going to pay it with half Dibs and half trip credits. And when you add up the trip credits, and this is they've only introduced this since December. So all of that trip credit stuff and all that stuff's happened since December. So if you see that, you're going, oh, wow, within a year, it definitely would earn a cruise. And if you want to save longer, because they don't ever expire, you can save one for Hawaii. They're introducing some to Italy. And
Australia, we're going to go visit Susanna.
All kinds of places that we can choose. But all of that is this is just free money that you're going to go buy those things anyway, and it's giving you those credits that we can all go on a big, fun trip reunion wherever we choose. And if you want to go on your own trip, you can do that too. But it's just fun how that works, and you see how all that stuff adds up, and how we get to have fun, make money, and make a difference. That's what you're going to hear all the time: is have fun, make money, and make a difference. And that's what this is about, and that's what we're doing. And so we've been going about an hour. That's how we want to try to keep them to that. So, does anybody have any last things that they want to add?
I just want to say that June 19th, 20th, and 21st in St. George is the next convention. And we would love to invite all of you to meet with us there, to go to that convention in St. George, Utah. Beautiful. And after going to the last convention, I can honestly say that it was the best one that I've been to so far. They just keep getting better and better. So if you're thinking about that and you want to put that on your vision board and calendar that and think about joining with us, we would love to be there with great associates.
And I can tell you that right now with the momentum that's happening, we're going to come out of there with so much growth and so much momentum. Last month there was 42% growth rate in customer enrollments, and 49% increase in member enrollments,
and 95% plus in retention rate on the app. So people are not falling off the subscription. Once they get on it, they're starting to understand it more and more, and then they just want to stay on it because they're actually making money by being on the app.
So as we do all that, you ever heard of anybody that has that kind of growth month over month? And we're ahead of that. We are ahead of that where we were last month, this month. So it's exciting. We're so excited to be on the same team with you all and to grow together, learn together, and make differences together and get financially free together, because that's what we're doing.
Yes, we're excited. Thank you all for showing up to this class tonight. We will be back here next Wednesday, and Susanna Kowalska from Australia has a special presentation that she's putting together for us for a portion of that time. And so we'll be excited to hear from Susanna in Australia. And Australia just got the app in January, and it doesn't have all the cashback features. It has the leadership, and it has the Rascal Radio, the financial fitness. And so we're excited to hear from Susanna on how this is fitting in with her vision, with what she wants to do in her career life and in her desires to bless humankind. So come back and visit with us next Wednesday night.
Love you all.
Thank
Good night.
you. Bye-bye.
Good night.